really good win for us. Got a lot of respect for Iowa and the way Fran runs his program, and if you watch their Michigan State game just I think it was a week ago tonight, maybe a week ago tonight, they were tremendous, and up by 8 with 8 to go, and they could really score in bunches, and they were a tough matchup for us. So I was really proud of how our defense, although the percentage isn't great, our defense featured just turning them over, the 12 turnovers in the first half. I think it was that was the number allowed us to get away a little bit. And then the second half, we just got enough of it to just continue to stay with a good lead. They threw the zone at us. We had short rest. Fran has a really good offense, and he's got multiple defenses. So what to get ready for was in the short rest was difficult. And we said, well, I know they're going to play some zone, and we talked about a few things. But as soon as I saw the starting lineup 10 minutes before the game, I said, they're definitely going zone. Because Najee not guarding Charles Matthews, and they're going to be zone, and it's going to be a huge zone. And we were ready, but I think it took us for a shock initially. But Duncan Robinson, Muhammad Ali with 7 assists, no turnovers. They saved the day. I think we had a great team effort, and it was a really, really good win. To get your 10th win in the league, 21 overall. Just continue to try to just build a resume that has quality wins. Home right now, we only have 1 loss at home, and we have another great opportunity on Saturday to continue, or Sunday to continue to win.
Go ahead, Mark.
Coach, on Saturday you mentioned how you wanted your team to become more senior and player-led down the stretch.
Yeah.
With Duncan and Mark combining for 36 points tonight. Was tonight sort of the night you're imagining?
I've been giving them extra rest in practice as well, but it's their time right now. And I want them to shoot more. I want them to be more aggressive. It's their time. And they worked really hard. They've been leading. They've been great captains. But also, they got to be the ones that are a little bit more aggressive, both offensively and defensively. The job that Duncan is doing right now on like strong 4 men is really something. I mean, he is working. His motor is running. Reminds me of Zach Irvin when we'd give Zach Irvin a mismatch by weight, and he would just outwork the other guy. And that's what, for him to be matched up on Cook most of the night, hold him at 10 points and score 18 himself, pretty good day.
You're right with Zach.
I guess speaking of a different senior, Jerron mentioned that he got put on the
Yep.
blue team on Monday,
Yep.
and second game in a row he's
Yep.
got some good run. I guess
Yep.
what have you seen from him in the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, I mean, he's still like we're the anti-turnover team. So that's the fly in the ointment we're trying to sort through. And that zone was so big, I didn't know if Xavier or he could see over it. But if they went man, I was going to put him back in if I needed to. So he's really played well in practice. And I just like that he goes downhill. He sees the floor really well. And there's a reason why he had so many assists over the last couple of years. So he didn't play as much as I probably should have played him. But when they were in that zone those first 30 minutes, I prefer to have another shooter out there at that time. So we went big for a while, and I think it really worked well.
Back on your left.
Big at the guards.
On Duncan's shooting specifically, do you think that's more, did you notice anything different, or is that sort of him just coming back to the mean that you were expecting?
That's the expectation. He's going to come back. Again, I watch every day in practice. And it's the rep shooting drills where you got a minute to make so many threes. You are like, it's like a sprint drill. And he just goes bang, 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 bang. You can tell some of our other guys will have a good day and a bad day. He never misses the mark. So he was missing the mark. These were unusual numbers for him. He had the same number of shots. Now he's probably caught back up. Last year at this time, before these last 2 games, he was shooting 41%, exact number of shots, but he was shooting like 25% from 3. Now those, I think, what does he make? I don't know what he made the other day, but 6 or 8, and then the other day he made 3. He's probably back to the norm already, given the number of shots he's taken. So it's what he expects, what I expect, and he's not going to make them if he doesn't take it, and he needs to take them.
Stay there with Ethan.
Charles Matthews was 2 of 14 before 2 late dunks. What's holding him back from?
He's just young. He's just learning where his areas are, right, and what he has to do to score the ball. Just a young player playing with the ball in his hands with defenses that load up in ball screens for the first time, load up on him and give him different looks. He's just learning the game right now, and he's doing a great job of it.
Chris?
Seemed like John Teskey was kind of the
Yeah.
unsung guy. Can you talk about his minutes?
Yeah, we just his rebounds, his steals, right? He did a great job. My favorite play of the day was the West Sunset outlet, right? That we've been working hard with. You get a rebound, don't face that way, and let it go. Mo's having trouble doing it, but John has really become good at it. I think there was a foul at the other end, but that was as good as it gets as far as we can see that from him as he continues to grow. He's got to work hard. He's got to work harder, right? I think he's very comfortable in this 10-minute-a-game role. I don't want him comfortable. I want him upset that he's only playing 10 minutes and do more. But he shows flashes every time that, okay, he can really help us now and he helps us in the future.
And then would you say Isaiah is 100%, or is he?
Yeah, he probably is. And I don't know if the zone game's a great game for him either, right? But the matchup, he gave us just enough time so I could give Duncan. We learned that with some of our players. When Zach Irvin was guarding Caleb Swanigan, it was hard to think he could make shots down the stretch. So it gave, I don't know how many minutes he had, 15 or 20, but it gave Duncan time to rest and go over and play the 3-man. So he's not in a wrestling match the whole time with Cook. So that's just key to have that depth. That stat doesn't come up. I expect him now with the day off tomorrow to be at 100% going forward.
Down here with John.
Safe to say that you'll take your chances any time. It's 36-6, outscoring a team from 3. I mean, you held them down in addition to
And that's what we're trying to do. Luke is great at that. Bohannon's making 3 a game. We weren't going to let him get open. He's always gotten open on us. And just everybody, just don't let him get threes. It's been a secret to Wisconsin for years, and and just watching over time between what Billy Donnell and I talked about last year and Luke, it just became part of our defense right now. Is just make sure they if they're going to score 2, they're going to be tough ones, but they're not getting open threes.
Right in the middle with Andrew.
Hey, Coach, back to Duncan and Mohammed for a sec. Besides just their leadership, what are you seeing as far as their on-court connection? I mean, Mohammed seems to be
I think they're very connected. Mohammed still, those last 2 days, was just this stone face through the whole time. He gives everything he has. I just keep telling him, take yourself out, take yourself. He has no problem taking himself out in practice, right? He understands his body. He's smart. He's bright. And then Duncan is all about his teammates. And you watch the video and you'll see him celebrating somebody. If Isaiah did something we've been working on, you see him jumping up and down in the background. So they're great team guys, but neither one still are holler guys. They're more support. And I think Duncan, especially Mohammed, he does more talking to people. Trey Burke, like talking to people and being a coach without saying, hey, I'm the leader here. He's a leader by not showing it sometimes.
many of his assists were to Duncan, you know,
Yeah,
I mean, I guess, does
Oh, you know,
does that make you?
I'm trying to, I remember when Trey Burke would come down the floor, he knew where Nick Stauskas was. Because he knew he wanted assists, he wanted to get that, as many assists as he could. He was finding Nick Stauskas. And my guys don't do that. I'm looking, where's Duncan on the floor all the time? And they're doing something else. And so they're finally getting there. But Muhammad knows where they're loaded up, and that's why Tom just told me he's leading the country in assist turnover ratio. And that's why he's really careful with what he does, and he's not afraid to make the extra pass. I think we're going to really miss him in the future because he's a really good defender. You see Bohannon was getting some stuff done. All of a sudden that ended. He's really just become almost as complete a player right now as you'd ever think he would have become.
Got time for a couple more, Woody?
Coach, a third straight season that you've racked up double-digit wins in the conference. Any personal satisfaction in that, Mark? It's
such a tough conference, and it's hard to do. And just winning on the road, I think, is what you're proudest of. That we can get those 3 road wins in the league. You know, that almost puts you. We got two more opportunities to get another one, right? And if you could ever be close to 500 in the league and then protect like we did today, you could have a heck of a year. And I think we got to just continue to just do what we've been doing. I keep thinking ahead, you know, and thinking about the games that are there. And I said, no, it's all about today right now. But it is good to have the 10 wins, the 21 wins. And now we have the games we have remaining right now. They're critical and they're huge, and they're going to be against great teams, whether it's home or away. we got senior day at Maryland, we got Penn State who's really playing well, and obviously we got the game Sunday with Ohio State. Big, energized crowds, it's going to be a lot of fun.